My friend right here is a Mario fan, which of course means he hates Sonic the Hedgehog. So I decided to explain the lore from memory to convert him. So, Sonic the Hedgehog was made by Yuji Naka, who is now in prison. He went to jail for insider trading, which is kind of based, I can't lie. So, Sonic, as a character, was designed after 3 things. Now, I'm going to give you the first one, you have to guess the other 3. So the first part was Michael Jackson. Now, guess the other 2 elements that they used to create his design.
The Flash?
Nope.
Well, to design his character, I was expecting you to just be like elements of... Okay,
Alright, so number 1, Michael Jackson, which you can kind of get. Like, some of the music sounds like Michael Jackson sometimes. Michael Jackson also made the Sonic 3 music. The other element was Santa Claus. And then the third element, this is a real doozy, Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton?
Yep. So, anyways, first, 3 games is pretty much just, Eggman wants to just take animals and, make them into robots, which is not cool.
I thought he wanted to build an amusement park.
No, that's Sonic Colors, which is, way later. Sonic 3 introduces Knuckles, like Sonic the movie too, and Knuckles thinks that Sonic is against him, so he's like, I'm gonna kill Sonic, and then they become friends later. And then in Sonic Adventure, Knuckles thinks that Sonic is against Sonic. He's like, I'm gonna kill Sonic. And then they become friends again. So in this game, it starts off with Sonic being arrested because Shadow did a bunch of crimes. And they thought that Shadow was Sonic. Because, they look very similar, of course. One's black, one's blue. Sonic's like, dude, that's not cool. Because, I'm Sonic, you're a fake me. Even though Shadow was made before Sonic, he's 50 years old in this game. So he was uncovered by Dr. Eggman, he was in, a chamber for 50 years. And then Eggman was like, you should join me, and we can destroy the world. And then, they kind of just do some shenanigans. And then Knuckles, he's the guardian of the Master Emeralds, Of course he is. And then Eggman tries to steal it. So Knuckles just breaks it.
It's like this.
And then Knuckles' gameplay is treasure hunting. Eggman, he goes on the Ark, which is this place where Shadow was made. And Shadow was friends with this girl called Maria. They were kind of like brother and sister, except one was a human, one was a hedgehog. It's, normal sibling kind of thing.
Right.
And then Maria gets shot by the government. They kill her.
Very sad.
Because they wanted to cover up the creation of Shadow, and Maria was sick, and Gerald Robotnik, which is Eggman's grandfather, he made Shadow as a cure to Maria's space cancer. Didn't work because they shot Maria. Shadow wants to just destroy the world because the world killed Maria. Then Eggman blows up the moon. Just because he wants to send a message to the Earth.
Am I getting it?
So he blows up the moon, and the moon is permanently blown up from then on in the universe. And then they go onto the Ark, which is the thing that blew up the moon and where Shadow was made. There's a recording of Gerald Robotnik from 50 years ago saying if you're on this thing, I'm gonna crash it into the Earth and destroy the entire world with it.
Crazy.
He sets it into motion, and then there's this really big lizard that comes out of it, and then Sonic and Shadow team up to defeat the really big lizard. It's called the Bio Lizard. They're all on space, they fight the lizard, and then Shadow dies. He's dead in the game. And then they only decide to bring him back later, because they're wait.
He said get out.
Shadow's this cool guy, we can't just lose him, he can't be dead, because he's too cool to be dead. So they bring him back as a robot or something. I didn't play that game. The game after that is Sonic Heroes. We just talked about that. Then it's Shadow the Hedgehog. So Shadow the Hedgehog in that game has a gun, and it's the coolest thing ever. He shoots Sonic in the intro. In the GameCube version, there's more stages you can play in 2-player mode, but we don't.
So you're saying GameCube better than Dreamcast?
No, I'm saying that the Dreamcast version's better, as always. But that has a better multiplayer, which is not what I care about. Because everyone else always says, oh, this game is so bad because I don't understand how to play it. Just, play it better than you are right now, and then you're gonna understand it. It's so simple.
So simple.
Alright, I'll explain now the lore of Sonic Frontiers, because that's the newest game. So in Sonic Frontiers, they go to this island, and it's kind of spooky, the island. And that's about it. I don't really want to explain that game, actually.
Okay.
I'll explain the movie lore, because you're going to need to be caught up.
Okay.
So
I know some of it. I've watched like videos on it, but I haven't seen the movie.
So, in the movies, Sonic is like an alien
What?
from like another world. He gets sent to Earth and he like lives in a cave and just like stalking this one family for like 10 years. So like whenever they have a movie night, he'll just watch from outside. And he's a really big fan of Keanu Reeves, which is funny because Keanu was Shadow.
They did that before they knew that he was going to be Shadow?
That was in the first movie.
That's crazy.
So pretty much he's just a stalker pretty much.
That's crazy.
And then one day he was really upset, so we went to a baseball field and he was playing against himself. But then, he just ran too fast and that caused like a big electrical surge, and then the entire city got blown up pretty much with electricity.
How was he playing by himself? Was he like throwing a baseball to himself?
And then he would just, because he's really fast, so he would just catch it and stuff like that.
Where he'd like grab the bat and then still be
like
able to
he
hit
threw it, grabbed the bat, hit it.
That's crazy.
The government, they hired Eggman, because at that point he was just like a weird government guy, and then Eggman has to like track down Sonic and kill him. So Sonic goes in the cop's house that he was stalking, and he called him Donut Lord, which I will be calling him from now on.
Wait, how did the cop find Sonic?
Sonic went into his house, and then he shot Sonic.
But he's invincible to...
No, it was just like a tranquilizer dart.
Oh, okay.
And then he thinks Sonic's like an alien, which he is. But Sonic's like, wait, I'm cool, I've been stalking you, so you should be friends with me. So then they become friends.
As stalkers do.
Oh yeah.
They always end up becoming your friends.
Yeah. Then they have to run from the government, and so you know how Sonic runs really fast, and that's his whole thing. The whole rest of the movie pretty much takes place in a car.
Right, which doesn't
where
make
he's
sense.
just sitting down.
Because he could just be running there.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense for him to go in a car, because like he may be super fast, but like, how is he supposed to avoid all the traffic?
By going off the road.
Well, true.
And he can just react.
But he doesn't know where to go.
Well, I think that's why.
Right.
It's because he didn't know.
But he could just get a map. Yeah.
I agree. I think the movie's pointless. So then Eggman, like, finds them. Or no, before then they go into a bar and they beat up a bunch of people. Eggman finds them. He kills Sonic. Like, Sonic dies, but then, like, the power of friendship wakes him up. And he goes, like, electricity mode for some reason. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the first movie. In this... Oh, yeah, and then Sonic... The rings in the movies are, like, portals. So if you throw one, it'll, like, send you to a different world. I don't know why they did that, but it's kind of cool. So then Sonic sends Eggman to, like, a mushroom world.
Like the Mushroom Kingdom?
Kinda, I guess. It kind of looks like when Mario gets sent and, he's just looking around.
Right.
Like, it's kind of like that, but there's no kingdom. It's just mushrooms. By the way, look at the screen.
Yeah,
you can see
I
what character... Isn't that awesome? Second movie, for some reason, Knuckles just finds Eggman. I don't remember why, but he does. So Knuckles finds Eggman, they team up, and Eggman's back on Earth.
But I thought Knuckles wasn't revealed until this movie.
No, he was in the second movie. He was like the big part of the second movie.
Okay.
So Knuckles and Sonic fight for a while. Tails finds Sonic and he's like, yeah, I've been stalking you for a while. So, the movie's full of stalkers for some reason.
It's good to promote stalking to kids.
Yeah. There's like this map from Sonic's like owl mom that died. I didn't mention that from the first movie. And then they go to like Siberia or something and have a dance-off. It makes a lot of sense. And then,
I'm sure it does.
Yeah. So a big temple just like arises from the ocean.
What?
And then there's the Chaos Emeralds in there. Eggman takes the Chaos Emeralds and like the Master Emerald, which is Knuckles' thing, and he like makes a really, really big robot called like the Death Egg robot, which doesn't make sense yet because there's no Death Egg. But they fight, Sonic goes supersonic. He kills Eggman. Like, he literally dies. And that's how the movie ends. And then they say, Shadows in the next one.
But isn't Dr. Eggman still in the third one? Going to be in the third one?
Yeah.
So how does he revive?
I don't know, actually.
We'll
But
see.
he is canonically dead. Or maybe they'll just say, like, oh, he didn't die.
Right, yeah.
Anyways, that's it. This is the best game of all time. Subscribe.